future, see what these guys are made of on this map, because it's going to happen. I mean, they're going to play in the Pro League. Maybe one of these guys is going to make it into the finals, the land finals, and I assure you, we're going to see it when they're playing against a European team. We're going to have this map come out more, so it'll be a good telltale here of what these teams are made of, and some good practice for them going forward on a map like this that will definitely get played. And then again, I'd love to see Cobble with both these guys.
So 4 guys actually, so 3 guys buying up armor, 1 CZ and an 8 from Nerdy. They push all the way up aggressively at mid, taking control of Fountain, taking control of Blue Door, and 3 guys already simultaneous fall for compLexity at the party. Yes, indeed, it is a party. You're invited to your deathbed, compLexity. 5 versus 1 now. Make that a 5 versus 0. As Nerdy and Mitch pulls out of that with 1 and 2 HP respectively. But Vault with such an aggressive round on CT catches compLexity off guard, and they win the pistol round.
Yeah, I'd like the initial aggression there from Vault, putting the fight directly in the face of compLexity, just taking it into an aim battle. I mean, it could have went bad. I mean, you're going against Glocks, and Glocks in your face are, well, they're Glocks. It's extremely dirty. They have the chance to mow you down, but they banked into it pretty hard. They got aggressive. They ended up winning the exchanges, not dropping a single player. I mean, Mitch and Nerdy both getting extremely lucky there. But here comes the Deagle of Fraud, and they don't even look for sakes. Look, goes right for the
Oh
stack.
my God.
Outside monster, and he just absolutely terrorizes those 2 Vault players. And what looked like such a great start for Vault, as it quickly melted away into just Mitch and Gramps being left alive. I mean, Mitch is already aggressive, already working his way down through sewers, to try and drop his way out. But here comes Gramps, too. They even this out, actually take the one-man advantage here, as Sakes is going to be the last man standing. He's looking for Mitch, can't even take Mitch down, and Vault will somehow come back from the brink in that round and get that 2-0 lead over compLexity. But, I mean, they dropped a lot of players that round to make that happen.
I think we're going to see nothing but aggressive play so far for these 2 teams. I think it's going to be a fast-paced overpass with at least how piston rounds and ecos are coming for these 2 teams. Now that they get a bomb plant, though, it's going to be a mixed gun round for compLexity. 3 AKs, 1 Tech-9, 1 Deagle. While as they have to repurchase 3 weapons, you have 2 FAMASs, M4s, a little bit of utilities to work with in kit. So you're looking pretty much okay on CT side, but you have a lot to work with for compLexity side if they want to execute towards B. And looks like that's what they're doing. And Fraud again with the Deagle, getting the entry. A 1 Deag with the silver off, as I like to call it. And here comes another NA smoke, nade, whatever. Nerdy basically nullifies the smoke. Gets caught right now by Def as he actually tries to cross towards the Graffiti side, but Def even hides himself in there too. So they're in a great position on his post plant, 3 versus 2, with Nerdy and Mitch, the last 2 remaining right now. Bomb has just been planted, so this is going to give enough time for the smoke to dissipate and for them to get the kill here against Def. So they're both spotted there, at least that's information given away. He's going to smoke himself out, and they're moving in right now on that platform. Shinobi going for the white peak, a little bit too wide. Shinobi takes him down, and the last 2 guys are just too low. Def, they know exactly where he's at, inside that smoke area. He's going to try to get this kill, but they get the defuse, and that, I don't know, it should have been their round, but they brought 1 versus 2 fights 3 times in a row for compLexity.
I mean, another round, 2 rounds in a row there at the, at the B bomb site where compLexity had the advantage. They had the upper hand. They should have easily been able to mop that up. Then just out of nowhere, all of a sudden, the 2 Vault players that are left alive just step up, mop players up, and take control of the round. And again, but I mean, the big thing here is compLexity is getting bomb plants. They're bringing these down into 1-on-2s, 2-on-2s, whatever it may be. They're taking a lot of economy out of the hands of Vault by making them rebuy every round. I mean, they are upgrading quite a bit into this. I mean, we got an AUG coming out here for Gramps. So
whose AUG is this?
I really hope this is a misbuy, or unless Gramps is like, well, I'm doing it, bringing out the AUG, and I'm about to just about to deal some kids. But I don't know. If it pays off, it'll be hilarious. If not, it's gonna be a very sad misbuy.
Thing is, he doesn't have armor to work with either, but they already get an opener inside this B side. Again, another aggressive push by compLexity. They're gonna try to get the bomb plant. Incendiary grenades are coming through as well. Are they burning down? Yes, indeed. Def is down at 19 HP. Bomb is now planted. They have post positioning plant. Or post plant positions, but they go for a boost and they get the kill on Turoka. That is the lower walls, and here comes our retake attempt. And I don't know if I'm ever going to get that phrase right. Post plant positions. There you go. And then Dev gets the kill, but then retaliated back by Rorkar. 3 versus 2 situation, but the crossfire is set up for Shinobi and for Fraud. They're going to smoke each other out. Fraud is also under heavy attack. He gets the kill. They're still getting on that bomb. And the last one is on it. Fraud's going to try to move in. He doesn't have, Orakar doesn't have enough time.
Oh, no.
And he falls in.
When he gets the kit, he falls off into the water.
He survives at 9 HP. So compLexity wins that round, but that was an expensive round for them to actually win. From both sides, they actually invested a lot of money, which would have been a safe situation for whoever loses. But at this point, at least for compLexity, what's good in their favor is that it costs a lot less to get rifles.
Yeah, compLexity right now, much cheaper to be a terrorist team. And they did win one round, so that's going to put Vault into a tough position here. As you can see, Vault just going for it. They're trying to buy up around that M4 and the AK there. And you got a shotgun that comes out, the swag in the hands of Nerdy. Effie with the P250, same with Gramps. And they're going to try and force the issue here against compLexity. I mean, every time they've won, besides the pistol round where they got very aggressive and just forced into the faces of compLexity, has been at the B bomb site, and it's been on retake attempts. So compLexity having no issues getting into the bomb site, it's just holding it after the plant goes down. I mean, it's not even that they have bad post-plant positions.
You can't say it either.
What's up?
I was going to joke around and say you can't say it either. Post-plant positions. It's tough.
No.
It doesn't roll off the tongue that easy.
I know, it doesn't. But, I mean, it's not even bad post-plant positioning there from compLexity. It's just they're looking away at the wrong time. And now we've worked ourselves into a 3-on-2 in favor of compLexity. They do have the bomb down at the stairs. It's Vault that has it down. They have some cover on it here. Mitch has got to be careful. Molotov's going to back him up. He's going to try and throw a flashbang. Does little to nothing in his favor as Nerdy's going to be trying to force his way up through Upper Park. Just barely misses Roca. He should be able to get the bomb planter here.
I can't believe it.
Before the bomb goes down. Great push. Now it's going to be a 2-on-2. Def knows exactly where he is. Uses the smoke to get out. Can he take down Roca?
I can't believe it.
Down Roca. And this looks like compLexity is not going to be able to get 2 in a row here unless Def can come up huge, and he's actually going to back up and bail out. He does grab himself the bomb, goes towards that B bomb site. They hear him running away. He should be able to get away with the free plant as long as he makes this smooth. Yep, gets behind the sandbags, has the free plant now. Now he's got to be careful. He's got to be able to get out of this position without getting caught. Nerdy sees him. Mitch is right there in his face. Spray battle will ensue. It's going to be Def and Mitch one-on-one, and Def will get the headshot. Good job there. compLexity will make it 2 in a row.
Okay, so they had an open A site, but they waited for so long to actually get a plant inside that A bomb site right after. As soon as they make it in, they have one planting, but they just leave him. They just push out towards CT spawn, try to clear out the area, even before Roca even got the bomb down. And that Max 7 could have been that round changer. Thankfully, Def is actually good at this game, and he actually drops inside a B and even plants it at an unorthodox spot. Usually you would expect him on the other side by the wooden planks, but he does it towards the sandbags, which you don't usually see. So he catches the first one off guard because he was looking at the wrong angle, and then nullified it on 2 1-versus-1 situations. So thankfully for that, for Def, keeps things alive for compLexity at this point. And now you finally see this really full save coming through from Volt, and Shinobi has that Mac 10 to try to add some more money to the bank. And now they finally get a flawless round, so that economy slowly coming up here for compLexity's side. And they don't have to really buy anything but utilities this round, so it's going to be a tough round for Volt after they go for a buy here.
I like what Vault was trying to do there. They put all their players pushing all the way through the park area, lower bathrooms, working down through connector, through the squeaky door to try and get into sewers behind. They just went super aggressive, all 5 with the pistols out. And it was a good aggressive push. They were trying to change things up. They're trying not to be stagnant. As I talked about, they had a pretty stagnant side on Cash there from CT. So now they're not trying to do that. They're trying to get a little bit more dynamic, trying to get a little aggressive in some spots, trying to be controlled with it, though, and not just going full tilt. But the good change-up from them, if they can make the rounds happen in their favor. And again, a little bit different play from CT side now. Mitch, aggressive out in the upper park with his player at the connector from bathrooms, lower park area. That's going to be Gramps. He takes a ton of damage and has to back up. He was trying to trade out the frag after Mitch got taken down, but to no avail. So it will be compLexity in round 7 with that one-man advantage.
Yeah, that was a little bit mixed match from both sides. I mean, Mitch pushed out by himself as well at long, so it was a little bit tough for Gramps to actually go for an early trade, and especially the way that he took the angled shot. I mean, he missed a shot when they were just around the corner of the wall, so Gramps doesn't really have an angle to go for a trade. So that was unfortunate. The nade, he eats it as well. He's low as hell. And then complexity was just able to take control of that A, but they're moving into B, where they have a great and sweet crossfire setup now. But a trade comes through first. Effie's about to try to get another one. Nope. Dev says, I'm just going to entry by myself. Let the guys come in inside B and get the bomb plant. Gramps at this point with 16 HP. You know that the last two guys will save their guns, and they're running back towards the long. Sanks is still lurking there, though. But he's not going to be able to hear it, actually. So he's looking back towards that blue door. They should be able to save their guns at this point. 3-3 should now be 3-4 in favor of complexity. And you can see them walking all the way back towards the park. But Sanks is actually going to try to find him right now.
Yeah, Sanks wanting to hunt a little bit into the lower bathrooms, but no one's going to be in that direction. Gramps and Rarkar staying together have worked all the way back to Slide, and they're just going to hang out over there at the playground and just wait. They have a wall around them pretty much in both angles. All they have to do is one player watches each side, and they'll be able to be safe, save the AK and the M4, as complexity only drops one player that round and gets their way into that B bomb site. Gives them the one-round advantage now, makes it 4-3 over Vault, who does have those two guns to work with. Let's see, there's going to be dropping some pistols here on the players that have the guns that are going to save onto those. So there will be P250s coming out in favor of the rest of the Vault players. As complexity fully gunned up, they have all the utility grenades that they would be able to need here. Let's see if they go for B one more time. I mean, they've been having a ton of luck there. I mean, the only time that they were losing those rounds, they lost 2 rounds at B, thanks to some extremely lucky retakes from Vault.
They're playing their pistol round, except putting more focus right after onto the fountain. Look at them all spread out. Roka's going to be walking into the first ones. He's down to 4 HP. Mitch is pushing out as well. Puts Sanks down at least at 6 HP. And Rarkar could be in a position to sweep some things up. He's about to get pushed by Shinobi. But Shinobi gets a nice pre-fire shot there. Gets the kill, and Nerdy's going to be the last man standing. But Nerdy, with a few nice shots there, could pop down Roka, could pop Sanks, and also Shinobi. If he lines it up well, but he's still playing it back passively here towards CT spawn. The rest of the guys are moving it inside B for complexity, so you'll get that bomb plant. Nerdy is making his way down towards lower CT, towards the lower walls of the B bomb site. And let's see if he can connect a few shots, at least to hurt the economy of complexity's side. Because so far this map here, Misled, has been forced buys and low economy for both of these teams. So if you could actually force another few gun purchases in this round, they might be able to turn it around and make it like 8-7, 9-6, depending on whatever side it is. But I think we're seeing a close first half.
Most definitely. The one thing that I like, though, complexity, that's going to be another round in a row for them. That'll be 2 in a row that we've been, well, until that just happened. We're relatively clean here. And Nerdy's going to go for the bomb. He's going to try and get aggressive. He ends up taking down 2 more, actually. Gets himself the op. He should be able to escape with this thing. He might even make this a third. Ends up just... Actually, he does hit the shot at the end of that. No, or was it the bomb that exploded?
I think the bomb
exploded. That was the bomb. Yeah,
yeah,
he didn't hit the shot. Okay. I thought he got all of those kills, but no, he did not get the kill. Does save the op for his team. All the players from Complexity die, and I was about to say, that's 2 rounds in a row that Complexity had very clean wins. I mean, only dropping 1 player. And then at the end of the round, Nerdy happens, and then the bomb blows up, and Complexity doesn't save a single gun. So just what you were talking about, doing some economical damage to the accounts of Complexity by forcing them to rebuy every round. I mean, if you get them to rebuy enough, 3-4 players every single round, as soon as they drop a round, they're into a save, and Vault should be able to string that into 2.
And another mistake there where Mitch is trying to reach out towards an angle where he cannot get a trade with Graham, so no support there. So they lose 1 early against Raka. So I think Mitch, even that, I just heard the kill cam, or the death talk. I think it was saying he's not going to be op anymore, so let's see what's going to happen with that. I mean, even at this point, they did force the economy, but they don't have enough to hold defense towards B right now. At least Nerdy lands the first. He lands the second one with help from Effie, trying to go for a third. He gets dinged through a wall, though, misses the shot as well. But it's a 3 versus 2. They could actually look to narrow this gap in terms of like hurting the economy even more for complexity. Nice shot by Fraud. He doesn't need an op. He gets legged, sprays the second one, and then the third one is spotted. So 1 versus 1. Can you get it? Yes, finally you can, Sanks. And this is actually, if you're looking at a tally at the scoreboard in terms of Sanks versus Rarkar, I think we're tied 2-2. If not, it's at least 2-1 for Sanks since I started counting.
Yeah, so big pickups coming here. Complexity not dropping any rounds so far. They're on a burner here, 6 in a row from T-side. Shinobi only rocking the MAC-10 here. Their economy is hurt. They're doing everything they can to try and hold on. But it is just going to be a pistol upgrade coming from Team Vault in round 10. As compLexity is controlling this half so far. I mean, Vault did get the pistol. I mean, they have been very, very good on pistols so far between the 3 maps against compLexity. But compLexity now taking control, and here comes some of the trade-outs that makes it an even 3-on-3 now, thanks to Def picking up 2 big frags. It's going to be 3 AKs versus 3 CZ75s. 1 CZ is going to be at that A bomb site. The other one's going to be underneath towards the heaven end of things, towards B. And then another one's going to be in the stairs. Excuse me, no. Both are inside that A bomb site now. Nerdy and Effie, both in A with CZs.
So Sanks is going to still try to clear out the area towards spawns in case somebody was pushing it aggressively. So you'll see them slowly set up to try to work towards this A bomb site. Nerdy's about to creep up. Roka's just around the corner. Does not connect, so that clears it up a little bit here. So it's going to be a 1-man, no, even a 0-man hold, because Effie's playing towards lower B. And Rokar's about to go for the flank. He hears the footsteps coming in from Sanks, though. He's going to try to move up quickly, but Sanks also heard that, so he's going to hold back towards the washroom area. At least Rokar picks up an AK-47. He does have a molly to work with. He does have armor as well. Catches him off guard, and just like that, it's a 2 versus 1 as they drop towards the A bomb set as well. But at least the bomb is planted. Effie has clutched it once before. He's looking for it again. Gets the first. Second one to no avail. And just like that, compLexity gets ecoed. But at least they get the bomb plant where they could buy. So again, it's just nothing but aggressive rounds, and then just situations where you might see ecos after ecos in this first half. But at least they stopped that train wreck of 6 rounds in a row there for compLexity.
Yeah, they finally prevent the hemorrhaging from continuing. I mean, they put a Band-Aid on it for now, but this is a great chance for compLexity to come back, win this. You're going to have Vault, all but one of their players pretty much buying very heavily into this round because only one player survived, got himself a rifle to work with, and Rarkar could spend a little bit more money, but he doesn't go for it, just sticks with the body armor. But still, I mean, they bought heavily into this, so compLexity could break them at this point, except for Effie with the 4700. And man, Sanks just runs completely by the flashbang, ends up taking down Nerdy, but Nerdy was lucky enough to get Shinobi. So he does make it an effective 1-for-1 trade as Effie gets into the mix also, but it's just going to be Fraud and Roka left. They're both on slope. They're outside B. There comes a huge flank coming in. Mitch going to be in a great position here. He's the first one. Takes down Fraud. Now he knows Roka's in that direction, somewhere behind the smoke. Ends up collecting him, and Gramps will close it down. So in a situation where I thought compLexity could break Vault there, money-wise, Vault turns that into 2 rounds, and they end up breaking compLexity. Well, compLexity could have 2 drops done. They could have Def drop, and they could have Fraud drop here.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they're gonna do. I mean, they had the aggressive play again for compLexity's side. A little bit of nice smokes there to try to enter the site, but those smokes also were the bane where they actually couldn't get any entries as well towards the site. So as it started slowly dissipating, they finally started to get those kills. Gramps aggressively on top of that party, spotted, forced to fall back, and like you said, or like we called it before, Mitch saying in that dead talk, saying he doesn't want to op anymore, so he puts it back in the hands of Gramps for him to opt towards this A side. And that party room, or the party bench area, was missed. He's going to look back towards this long side, and Mitch will opt to go for the M4 instead to support at A. And while you do have 3 guys working inside B for the CT side, and for compLexity, still very slow. And that's what they mentioned as well as for Vault in the dead talk as well. They're like, man, compLexity is working it so slowly right now. They get trades after trades for the B bomb site, but for the rest, they're not going to spot anybody for a little bit longer. So he keeps them on their toes. They're trying to figure out how things are going out, and they're being a little bit impatient of how the rounds are being played by compLexity. Who are they at this round? What a pick!
What a shot!
Oh man, even Gramps calls that out too. I mean, they have the AKs and Tech 9s and P250 going to work, and they clear out the bomb site right now. And now it's a bomb plant, 4 versus 2 situation. Last 2 guys, Rarkar and Effie, moving up towards the CT spawn, and that was a godly shot from Def to actually open up that site for them to plant, and that could reset things back in the hands of Vault. That's crazy. This is going really back and forth.
Yeah, so we're going to have a 4-on-2 now in favor of compLexity. With Rarkar and Effie alive, Fraud's about to go down. Gets out of the fire somehow. 10 HP will survive the exchange. Peeks his head out a squeaky door. and goes for the hunt and gets the shots done. So Rarkar by himself trying to save here. He's completely pinched. As soon as he takes down Def, who's going to be the first one, he doesn't even get the shot onto Death. Ends up going down anyways. So that will be complexity, not allowing Vault to get more than 2 rounds in a row from CT side now. Or, well, they got the initial 3, but once they won one of the gun rounds, it was only one more after that. So they got 2 in a row, complexity back. And if complexity goes on a burner like they did, what was that, 6 rounds in a row initially from T side? So if they do that again, they're going to close out this half in quite strong fashion and end this 10-5 in favor of T side complexity, where Vault is going to be in a huge disadvantage switching sides.
All right, so here's finally that that pistol round strat again, where they're gonna have 2 guys push up, or 4 guys to start. There are only 2 guys inside this blue hall, while the rest of them are working towards this B bomb site actually. And now they're pushing it aggressively for complexity and getting dropped one by one, with the entries not coming in through their favor, except for Fraud, who does retaliate back to Rarkar. Grab's moving up here, but Gookie, should I say Sanks, taken down by Nerdy with the Mac 10. They have a 2-man advantage, but then a 1-man advantage. Fraud looking to clutch a 3 versus 1 this time, getting shot from the front and the back. And the CZs come into fruition, and they're going for a double op setup, where this time you might see a broken buy from Complexity's side now.
Yeah.
It's broken buys and the broken buys.
The big problem we're going to see here now, Vans, is back and forth rounds like this. So you have Vault win 2. And then Complexity takes 1 away from him. And then Vault wins another one. If we keep going back and forth like this, especially at the end of the half, it hurts the CT economy so much more because, as you talked about earlier, it's way cheaper to be a terrorist. So back and forth rounds never let you build enough money. And if you keep dropping and have full rebuys, or maybe only 4 players die and 1 has to save, whatever it is, it's so much money spent each round that the CTs are going to be in trouble. Luckily, it's towards the end of the half here. Only 1 round after this one. But still, if they drop this one, next round, they're going to be hurting for money going into the final round of the half.
Yeah, it's still tough to figure out how or who was more prepared for Vault and Complexity in this matchup again, because you never really see situations of these full AKs and Ops versus M4 and Ops. Again, it's always pistols and rifles mixed together and meshed up for them to try to win these ones. So it's been nothing but aggressive plays from both sides, where the economy is just so low for both sides, and it's just these entries, these mistakes that are happening. I guess the mistakes you could say are a little bit the aggressive plays on long at the beginning of this half, which kind of paid the price for Vault, and you don't see them playing that aggressively anymore. Now they're getting entries towards this B bomb side courtesy of Roka, and it's now a 4 versus 3 situation in Graham's or should I say Mitch, who did have the op, missing the op shot against here, Def at the entrance, and Effie's going to be the one opping towards long, who finally connects. So they're still trying to figure out their positioning right now for Vault. Complexity side, again, I don't think it's anything that bad in the way that they're running their strat so far, but it's just aggressive plays and plug it out, and then just bait each other for kills.
Again, moving towards this B bomb site, low on time, but Vault doesn't care about that. Effie with 2, Grams with 2, Mitch on the cleanup with the op in hand. That's going to tie it up 7-7. And what was looking like Complexity was going to dominate their way through this map, I don't think it's going to happen here. As we hit the final round of the half, Vault is able to get 2 in a row again. So their economy is looking good, and now it's the economy of Complexity that's hurting. After those 2 rounds in a row, able to make some buys out of them. They're not going to be able to get a good buy here, but they're going to buy everything they can. Final round of the half. We got 2 Deagles, 2 Tech 9s, 1 Scout in the hands of Roka. Some head armor going across the board here, as they're expected to be against a lot of M4s, but the double op look again is out in full force in favor of Vault. They already lose Gramps in the bathroom. Now, it's going to be Effie, Mitch with the ops, Nerdy, and Rarkar. Here comes the op shot. Mitch hits the first one. Can Mitch's op finally look like it did in map number 1? Now we're finally seeing it. Can he hit the shot through the smoke just above the head of Fraud? Doesn't matter. Rarkar does pick it up. There's Mitch closing it down. So final round of the half will go in favor of Vault, thanks to Mitch with the 3K with the op. So a little bit of hint towards what we saw on map number 1 with him drop, I believe it was, 30 and 17 with the op in his hands?
Yeah, definitely. He's finally come back into this game, come back into fruition, but again, it's again pistols where Complexity had to play it aggressively. 8-7, kind of a scoreline that we usually see these days on an overpass, but the reason why I'm saying that it is what it is. It's because of these slow and low gun rounds that have been played on both sides of the cams, whether it be Vault or Complexity. Usually in like these top tier ones, you see like a 9-6 and 11, a 9-6 and 10-5. But the reason why is because you have like these types of strats that are a little bit more elaborate. But right now is just catching people off guard and just having like entries that just seems to work so well for Complexity side. And then it's just those retakes that are better for Volt's side as well. I mean, those pistols, the way that they just rush with CZs, they just catch them off guard. It's just these face-to-face battles that they keep winning instead of more execution-based. So at this point, it's Pug style, aim map, see who wins it.
I mean, I was going to say earlier that Complexity was looking good with the guns in their hands so far, winning the aim battles after those 6 rounds in a row. I mean, but they were held to only 1 after that, and Vault started to bring it together, bring it pretty live there with mainly the big step up coming from Mitch using the op effectively, and Gramps, the guy who we saw use the op really good on map number 2, even though his team lost, struggling here. So Mitch having some struggles in Upper Park, moves the op around a little bit, ends up hitting quite a few shots at that A bomb site. The aggressive hot play from him wasn't working out, but sitting back in A, playing angles was working. I mean, multi-kill round at the end there to secure that 8-7 victory at the half for Vault was huge. So let's see if they can keep that going. And this would be a gigantic win for Vault to knock out Complexity in the first round.
This is going to be a tough feat for Complexity, because so far we've seen them get destroyed by Glocks. Let's see if it's going to be the case again with Vault here. On the Glock train, all across the board, it's going to be 4 armor right now for Effie, Nerdy, Mitch, and Rarkar. Gramps does have a smoke and 2 flashes, so at this point, is it going to be for them to try to execute towards this B bomb site from short? So far, Shinobi, I think, might have spotted 1 crossover. The rest of the guys are moving down towards this blue door, actually. They're going to try to go towards the bomb site. Yeah, he gets a nice opener there on Party. Quickly traded out. They smoke towards the washroom. They have no flashes to work with anymore either, because they actually killed Gramps to start things off. So now they're going towards the long A. The long range, it's actually Fraud that loses against Rarkar, and they could actually backtrack towards this B bomb site if they want to. There's so much map control right now for Vault.
What I don't get is how the CT ended up losing that long-range battle against a Glock, but apparently the Glock now has reverted back to the time when, well, even given that wasn't a 3-shot burst, but remember when they updated that the 3-shot burst was just ridiculously accurate from half a mile away? In the very early days of CSGO, that was extremely dirty, but yeah, it wasn't a 3-shot burst. Either way, Glock won that battle at range, which is a good start here. If you're Vault, you're going to make this a 4-on-3 now. Sanks, Def, and Roka are going to be your only opposition. You got Def and Sanks up at that A bomb site. Roka's going to be the Lone Ranger at the B bomb site by himself. And he does have the silent USP, so if he can get some range on these shots, that should help out a ton. Doesn't let the Glocks get in his face, but the Glocks are already up in his face. He's going to try and hold in water here. Just barely gets away for the time being. Not long enough to get his team fully rotated over with him. There goes Def also, so it's all up to Sanks now. Last man standing. He's going to be 1v4 to try and clutch this round for his team, and Vault's going to extend their lead again here. And, yeah, Sanks doesn't check by Monster, ends up going down to Nerdy, and that is going to make it 9-7. So if Vault can win these 2 anti-ecos, make this an 11-7 game, that's a ton of pressure on Complexity that they have to work with.
Again, the Glock train, really nothing more. I mean, Shinobi had a nice opener there, but at the same time, I'm wondering if his teammates actually pushed up with him too. Because in the dead chat after that, he's like, did they fall back? Why did they fall back? So I'm wondering if he's talking about Volt or if he's talking more about his teammates. And because of that, even though sometimes you want to have more of that distance play from the USP against Glocks, sometimes our Glocks is the Glock is as accurate long range. So Fraud actually got bursted in and headshotted right after, and that cleared out the A bomb site again. By having that control at long and at washroom side, you have such an easy rotation, just like the CTs as they have towards the CT spawn. You have as much towards the washroom, towards the staircase to work back towards B. So it's actually the easiest way to just keep the CTs rotating back and forth. Should you actually rush down and run the numbers into your advantage on either side of the site. So they decide to move towards B, had the numbers advantage, and then got that easy plan after.
Now we enter round 17. It's going to be an anti-eco here for Vault. going against just pistols coming out. Upgraded pistols coming for complexity. Def does work it into one, but he's going to be in trouble here. Flashbang will work. He does have a little bit of heat, though. It's going to be 2 Vault players above him, and wisely they back up. No reason to get too over-aggressive. Drop the smoke down. Def just immediately goes for the push, and Vault is not ready for it coming from behind, so Def is going to push up with the 5-7. Turns it into one. Shinobi gets the other. He's looking for Mitch. Tries to make the jump, but Rarkar's behind him, and it looks like complexity is going to get an eco. That's going to be extremely rough if you're Vault. You're not happy with that at all. You do not want complexity to be able to get an eco round victory over you right now.
Rarkar picks up the bomb here. He does have a smoke to work with still. He's clutched it before, just like Sanks did, but more Rarkar under his belt in this series. He gets the first one. Thankfully, he's fighting against pistols, so he has no time to work with. He's going to have to go for the hunt, but that's a smart move. They ran back, and they're going to try to get the kill right after, so he has nobody to work with as well. So he's going to be broke, but on top of that, that's okay, because they got ecoed. And not only that, they got ecoed when complexity didn't buy any armor. So what does that mean? Yes, Joey, you're playing it in your head. Eco, Cobra, yes.
It just happened. It just happened, but, I mean, that's great for complexity to make this game a little bit tighter now. They have a huge gun advantage now going into round 18. But, they're going to try and hold on with those rifles. And sorry, guys, my voice is absolutely dying right now, so it's getting rough.
Oh, good nade fraud.
Yeah, it works.
He just threw a nade and bounced it off the sign of the washrooms and landed back at his feet. Thankfully, that didn't damage him as much. But he gets a few kills right now with Sanks and Def trying to hold back this washroom. They drop the bomb carrier as well. It's a 5 versus 1. Nerdy only has the P250 to work with, but this is going to be complexity tying things up on a 9-9 scoreline. And again, that's the second time the Frauds gets caught around the corner like that.
Shinobi does close the round out, though it will be tied up, as vansilli was just talking about. And I'd like the back and forth battle between these teams. No one is giving up right now. This is looking rough here for both of these guys. Back and forth rounds. Again, one round goes in favor of Vault. They haven't dropped a pistol tonight, have they? I don't think they have. They've won every single pistol.
I think so too.
Which is, yeah, that's awesome. I mean, that's, if you can turn all of those anti-eco rounds behind that, that's a lot of rounds in your favor, but they weren't able to get the anti-eco rounds because we already just saw complexity get an eco round victory. And then again, they string that into 2 rounds. Now they're trying to make it 3. They have a huge advantage here with the rifles in their hands going against Vault, who's got some upgraded pistols with armor.
All right, so we do have, thank you, Joey, letting us know that actually complexity won both pistols on cash, so they wanted at least for their maps, but this time here a little bit tougher for them. But they do have a gun round, full gun round in, as Vault are trying to move up towards the short. Roka's on the top of the box, his crossfire set up. Def going for 1, 2, and a third. Back to the P2K, spots the last one, and a 4th headshot onto Rarkar. And that is going to be a roadblock for them to prevent a bomb plant inside the B bomb site. It is still under construction, just like every other planks and sandbags that you see inside that site. So complexity takes the lead now in this matchup for the second time in the series. But this is a tough battle right now. Cheaper guns, full AK-47s for Vault. So let's see what can they pull out of this here for Vault. They're going with 4 guys actually pushing aggressively towards that park side to take control of long, but complexity is doing the same thing. They have 1 at party and 1 pushed up at the rocks and 1 at tree. They don't have any ops to work with, so that's the advantage for Vault right now. But let's see how this will pan out.
But that one FAMAS is going to be the troublesome part here of complexity's defense. That's going to be Fraud. We're on his perspective now. He's aggressive if he can take down Rarkar, but luckily Rarkar gets him. Sanks with the fast trade. Shinobi gets one of his own. Has to bail backwards through the bathrooms, though, as he's pretty lit up to get that frag. That makes 12 HP remaining for Shinobi, and he's got to be careful here. Mitch getting aggressive, and Mitch almost catches Sanks, too. So that could have been Sanks and Shinobi down if Mitch was able to hit those shots a little bit faster with the AK, but it is a one-man advantage here for complexity from CT, trying to make this
what a flash.
4th round in a row. Yeah, great pump flash from Roka to step down look outside the sewers. Now he backs up into the site. Molotov will come down. Mitch is trying to look over the smoke. He sees the player at the column out in the middle of the site. Roka's going to spray him towards him. You got to be careful with the nade out, but the nade will get the finalizing frag. The after-death kill for Roka after Mitch took him down. That'll be an 11th round now for complexity, and that's 4 in a row in total from CT side.
Yeah, I think this is a good way right now for Vault to just try to calm things down for a bit, because that probably has to be a tilting round, because they've got pretty much picked off in every single spot that they tried to work forward to. So that was towards long. They couldn't get the picks as they saw them rotate back towards the CT spawn from that short side, and then also that flash that was being thrown by Roka. So I think complexity are pretty much understanding how Vault are playing this T side, and you're seeing a little bit more. I mean, you saw a close first half because of those back and forths in terms of like low gun rounds. But even again, if you're looking at that scoreboard, there was actually 6 rounds won in a row of complexity on T side until we actually started to see something a little bit closer. But then, thankfully for Vault, they won that pistol round to try to add that lead a little bit longer. But ever since that eco, they're losing every single round. So now they have no money to work with. They'll have the bonus money into the next round. They could buy down a 2K if they want to. So you'll probably see Deagles and the hands of Mitch, Tech Nines, and then try to get a bomb plan going through. Actually, Gramps is going for even a full buy. Okay, interesting here. So they're probably going to go for an all out, and then with the mollies, the smokes that they have, I think it's to try to clear out Toxic maybe towards the B bomb site, and for them to just try to get lucky and get a plant. But this is a big gamble for them right now. I mean, if they lose this one here, they'll get $3,400 and then some of them will be able to buy again, and then you'll probably have that broken buy situation again, like we saw in the first half when we had pistols and rifles together.
Yeah, so at that point, after this max loss bonus that they'll get after this round, I mean, the lowest economy is going to be Mitch at $3,600. So, unless Rarkar is able to buy some more, but I think he's already pretty much fully equipped at this point. So, with Mitch at $3,600, and then you got a couple teammates with a good grip of cash, I think they'll be able to buy. I think they're going to make it the force either way, even with Mitch not really being able to make a full healthy buy. Because, you got players like Nerdy and Effie who are going to be perfectly well for a full buy. Rarkar, who's going to be good for a full buy. Gramps will be a little bit tight, but it's not too bad.
It's not too bad if they get a bomb plan on top of that. If they get a bomb plan, they're
Mitch
golden.
is bought completely out. It's been his last $200, so he's only going to have the $3,400 to work with instead of $3,600 now.
Yeah, and again, unless they get that plant, and that's what they're banking for. And looks like it's not going to be towards B for now. They're going to try to take control of this fountain side. There's really only Shinobi by himself up there. Mitch is about to peek out. Oh, that's the timing. So he looks back towards his blue door. He spots the first one, trades it out by Nerdy. So it's a 4 versus 4. Big nade, though. Actually, it lands just on the top of the ledge, so that's not going to damage anybody so far. So now it's a 3 versus 3, and they have control of this side, forcing complexity to play very passively at the bomb site now.
Yeah, Heartbreaker. I see your producer talking about it now. 0 damage grenade. Grenade just hit off the outside of the wall instead of going down the stairs, down into the connector down there. But look at the play from Death. Just up in the corner of the wall outside the sewers there. This grenade should land a little bit more heartily. And actually, really, it doesn't. A little bit far away from Nerdy, so Nerdy does get the bomb plant off. Down to 48 HP. It's going to be a retake. That grenade, Nerdy is not able to avoid, though. It's going to be all up to Gramps. Frog just jumps his way into the bomb site, makes it happen with pistol in hand. And that's a good retake coming out from complexity. And so they do not drop any more rounds here. That's huge. That's 5 in a row. So now it's going to be up to the economy of Vault. But as vansilli was talking about, they get max loss bonus and they get the bomb plant money.
Yeah, so full AKs for this round here, and also dropping 3 guys. You're forced to rebuys on complexity side, but they'll be kind of healthy enough to go on to buy the next round if they wanted to, a broken one on top of that. So Vault really has to try to break that economy a little bit more by winning this round and the one after, and then you'll probably see them at the lead right after. But since this pistol round, they've lost 5 in a row. Things haven't been working so far in their favor. They're able to get bomb plants and they're able to get entries, but they're not really able to hold it so far. And it's going to be a bloodbath towards this B bomb site, and there you go. They're not winning these fights face to face. They're at least going to try to get a bomb plant one more time here. Shinobi waiting around the corner, gets the kill, and that's it. No bomb plant either. So Vault back in a situation where they could buy, or just go take 9 pistol.
I mean, they do have the money, and we already see Mitch committing all of his cash to the buy. And yeah, same with Gramps, $50 left. Rarkar, a little weak on the economy, just goes for the head of armor pistol upgrade. Op comes out for Nerdy, glass cannon fully committed. Effie with the Galil in hand, and so Vault, man, they're committing a lot of money into these rounds. Not going for any save, not trying to make full healthy buys every round. And compLexity just getting aggressive. There you see Shinobi dropping down towards the squeaky door, gets himself the 1-for-1 trade. As compLexity taking a pretty firm map control. You see Roka right there through the wall, underneath the window next to Squeaky Door, just looking down sewers. They're aggressive on the sewers. You have one player in that bathroom at Connector, not too aggressive. The upper park player, Fraud, not super aggressive either, but they always send one player out really speedily somewhere on the map to get some frags. They get the 1-for-1 trade and just kind of puts Vault into a downward spiral for the rest of the round.
Well, Mitch is going to be able to get that kill onto Sangsalis, who catches him by himself inside the washroom area. You still have one playing inside A, and it's going to be Def. So this is going to be hard for them to retake. Def gets the first one right now. Def lines up another one. Looks for a third. Finally traded out by Gramps, but Fraud is still inside the site. Up shot, bomb down, and that's it. Now they still could buy. Bonus money still. But again, it's going to be another broken one. They won't be able to go for a glass cannon up this time, though, for Vault. So it's going to be a tough one here. And at this point, since it's 14-9, you have to see them buy for them to try to play for the win. They just have their backs to the walls right now.
Yeah, so again, going for the force buy. As you said, they're playing for the win, not for the tie at this point. Even though, if you guys have been here the entire time, they did take map number 1, their pick Mirage, into overtime. Ended up winning it thanks to a couple big step-ups from Rarkar, able to get 2 clutches in that overtime. But it's still not a situation you want to put yourself into. You do not want to have to be trying to win maps in overtime. I mean, you'll take it if that's how it goes, but you definitely want to win in regulation. You do not want the pressure of overtime, especially since map number 1 had already gone into overtime, and it was tough. It was a grueling match for them to win. So Vault trying to work their way into the B bomb site. They've made some dividends so far. They got in. Here comes Roka, op in hand, works his way out of water, up the ramp, hits the first shot, but ends up getting dropped down. So now it's going to be up to Fraud and Sanks. Sanks on a good flank here, doesn't take a shot at the first player he sees. Grant, feeling comfortable, ends up turning around for a second, allows his teammate Rarkar to die, but he cleans it up, makes up for the fact that he didn't get the shot off in time on the Roka by closing out the round, getting himself a 3K. They do save the op, and that is going to be a 14-10 scoreline, and Vault comes up big with the force buy.
This is where it's dangerous now. compLexity still has enough money to buy. You're forcing 2 drops, so now look at that. You have Gramps at 800, 1250 for Rarkar, 100 for Nerdy, 1500 for Effie. If they lose this round here, all 5 dying, even without a bomb plant, they're screwed right now for the game. The thing that was good for them, though, at least, is that they got the entry onto their key player of compLexity, which was getting that entry onto Def, playing towards the Toxic. He's been on point holding it before, but finally they get the entry. But this time, Fraud up and down towards Long, already making a 5-on-4 situation. Couldn't connect onto the second one, but at least they have a 1-man advantage as they escape back and fall back passively inside the A bomb site. So key player 16 and 26 in terms of deaths and kills respectively. So plus 10 ratio for Def is on point in this game. And he's still at this time playing towards that Toxic area. So Toxic and Monster, they have to get past that wall.
Vault again trying to work towards this B bomb site. This time Def a little bit more aggressive. Oh, Roka, what are you doing? You have to watch out for the molly. Realizes he was standing in it, tries to jumps the wrong way because he doesn't realize where the molly has spread to. Ends up dying this round. That's going to be the only death so far from compLexity. And look at Nerdy. A little bit of a panic spray there. Thought he saw something, but nobody was in his way. Luckily, it wasn't a teammate. There's already 2 players. That's going to be Shinobi and Def, respectively, into the water, the back of the bomb site. They didn't know Def was there, so Def plays the angle, works his way into the smoke. Nerdy not ready for him. He ends up going down. Mitch will drop the round, and that is going to be compLexity securing match point now, as this is the 3rd and final map. It's sudden death here. compLexity lost map number 1, won map number 2, and now they're only 1 round away from winning map number 3 and getting the 2-1 victory over Vault in their opener here in your CEVO Gfinity Season 9 Pro League Tournament, or the first of 4.
Great job for Def there. Great job for Death. I mean, he only got 2 kills, but he kept them on their toes long enough, even baited enough for Shinobi to get a few kills as well. So again, not being able to take down Death, that B is on lock. If it's not Death getting some kills, he actually helps out his teammates to just secure that site. Now at this point, you're going to see that buy coming through. To even how tilted they are with how they're trying to aggressively push out towards this A side. They even flash themselves moving out. That could have been big if somebody was playing towards that washroom or party side. And just like that, we already have one enemy down, and Mitch is about to spray and take down Sang. So that's one good thing out of it so far. Molly to hold him back. Mitch trying to move out as well. They spot Shinobi at Optimus, but Optimus retaliates back. It's a 4-on-2. It's a 4-on-1, and that's it. compLexity wins this one 16-10 by holding the A bomb site and moves on into the brackets of this Season 9 Pro League.